Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and as you all know, my name is Dami. Just as I promised, I have David coming up next right after I stop talking. He will be sharing his Japa experience with us, how it was for him in Nigeria, how it's going for him right now in the United States, shared a little bit of advice as well. And I think this is insightful, this is informative, this is information that anybody going through this process right now or thinking about it can also learn a thing or two from. I hope you enjoy it. I would not waste any much of your time. Yes, the interview.
Hi everyone, my name is David Himikaye. I work in the insurance industry and I'm also an entrepreneur. What inspired my decision to leave my home country was just basically the pursuit, the desire for more, and just achieve more, and just basically challenge myself to see what is out there, and just the curiosity and just being inquisitive as to what is out there. I did research, a lot of research, asked a lot of questions. I spoke to people that were outside, meaning people abroad, in terms of what to expect, how much do you need to have, what do you need to have when coming, what do you need to buy, how do you need to plan, what other things do you need to put in place. So once I did my research and I had an idea of what I needed to do, what I needed to have, then I was able to use those information to then plan and then put my milestones in place, put my timeline in place, and then I plan towards moving out of the country. It was pretty easy. For me, I only did the interview once, and I happened to be approved that same day. I had to, book my visa appointment date and all that. That took a minute, but when I finally got it, I had to travel to Abuja because I was living in Lagos. I had to go to Abuja because that was where they had availability. So I booked. I went there for the interview, and it came through. So it was quite exciting for me. Um, so to secure admission to move, to study the course I went to study, again, I had to consult people, I had to ask questions, I had to do my personal research, and I have friends in the United States, especially Dami. Dami helped me a whole lot. So he told me about the school he went to, the process for applying, and everything I needed to do in it. So I was able to put all those things in place, and then I did apply, and I was granted admission. So after I was granted admission, whatever other filings they required, documentations, supporting documents, other things you had to send, your school certificates, your exam results, having to convert it to, the skills and all. There's a whole lot of process, but yeah, through guidance, I was able to get everything done. So basically, having guidance through the process was very, very helpful for me. And coming here as well, being able to get a job, it was through information as well, speaking to people, putting yourself out there, seeing where the opportunities, asking. In America, you have to be very verbal, very vocal, and you have to be up and doing to actually get an opportunity. It's not going to come and meet you. You have to go to it. So that helped me a lot. So for me, it wasn't as difficult because working professionally, I worked with a lot of multinational clients across different countries, people from different backgrounds. So that sort of gave me the exposure I needed, and as well as the school I went to, that also gave me exposure as well. So being able to relate with people from different backgrounds was quite easy. But coming here, which was my first time in the United States, it was a bit different. Having to adjust to a new culture, having to see the way things are done, basically the whole culture, the environment, even the weather, right? In Nigeria, you don't even have to wear a jacket. Here, you gotta wear a jacket. You have to most times put on a shoe because, during winter time is always cold. So you have to be well kitted, your head warmers and all that. So, in a sense, having to adjust to the people wasn't as difficult. I think it was more adjusting to the environment that was cold, your outfit, having to dress up and all that stuff, and the mode of transportation here, there are bus systems, but it's quite different from what you have in Nigeria. You can just get up, go outside, you see a bus or back and you move. Here, the bus has a schedule. 9 p.m. is 9 p.m., 8 p.m. is 8 p.m. 8 a.m. is 8 a.m. If you miss the bus, that's it. So you need your car. So you need to drive, take a cab around, or take the train. So it was more of the environmental difference, the changes, as opposed to adjusting to the people themselves. As an immigrant, I would say not one that I can overtly see. I would say they might exist in different shapes, forms, and ways that you might not consciously pay attention to or consciously notice, except you really read between the lines. But I'm not saying those things don't exist. They do exist in different forms. But for me, so far, maybe due to the environment I was in, the school I went to had a lot of Nigerians there. So the community was used to having a lot of Africans from different countries, Black Americans as well, sorry, African Americans as well. So it wasn't as brutal, as people describe their experiences. In other areas, I don't have that level of exposure. So where you are in America determines the kind of level of treatment or the kind of treatment you get from the locals there. So for me, the environment I was in didn't really have much of that as at the time I was there. Oh yeah, I mean the cost of living here is quite high. I mean you pay your rent monthly. In Nigeria, you pay your rent once in a year and you're done. So you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year. But here, every month from your paycheck, you gotta pay. You gotta pay your rent. You gotta pay your light bills. You gotta pay your gas bills. Nigeria, you don't pay for you. I mean, you fill up your gas yourself, but here you gotta pay for your gas, your data, your into your phone line. They don't charge you for having your phone line, right? They only charge you for making the calls. But here they charge you for having the phone line, which then comes with making the calls and then your data. So it's a different process. There's a lot of subscription based systems here, for lack of a better word, as opposed to Nigeria, it is pay as you go. You need to call, you pay for your airtime. You need data, you pay for that. So it's different. So it was quite different, even for your paychecks, your salaries, which we call salaries in Nigeria. You got to plan it because out of that paycheck, a lot of bills are coming out of it. So you have to be you have to plan very well so you have enough money to spend. And yeah, you just need a lot of careful plan as opposed to Nigeria where things are very low. You don't really need to plan much. Your monthly income is for you and maybe just minor housekeeping things in here and there. As opposed to America, your paycheck has to be planned. So you got to plan. So that was a bit different for me. Looking back, I would say, it depends on how you look at it, right? So for me, I would say it was a good decision because the time was right. I had everything I needed to move at the time I did. Yeah, so no regrets. It's been a pretty good journey so far, and yeah, no regrets for me, honestly. Before moving, I will say one thing I wish I knew was maybe just the weather, because the weather it could be brutal, right? If you're not ready, in terms of dressing appropriately. So when I first came, I wasn't well kitted, right? I didn't have the right gears. The jackets I brought were in a stick for the winter period, because it's really freezing. And yeah, so I wish I knew that before I did move here. So, but everything else, I think, I've pretty much been around people from diverse backgrounds. I kind of had a clue into how the, US system works. So that helped me adjust easily. I would say in both times, I was able to figure out how to put myself at a better financial advantage through, the kind of roles, the jobs I had, being able to upskill myself, both in Nigeria and both in the United States. So being able to upskill, have the right skill that the market needs so that you can have the right opportunities. So I would say in both worlds, I would say I've been financially okay in both worlds. But I'll say, of course, the United States dollar is higher, way has a higher value. So whatever you earn here will always trump, whatever you earn outside. Most times. It depends on your field. So, yeah. I would say do your research. You need to do your research. And look for people that will be very upfront with you, people that will tell you the truth, about how things really are, because it might not be the smoothest journey or the road to take, right? There'll be a lot of challenges, there'll be a lot of unexpected things. But once you research, once you ask questions, once you are not shy to ask, once you ask people that have the experience, you will be okay. So, I mean, if you want to leave the country, again, make sure you have the right skills. As I said, make sure you upskill yourself. What does the market want, right? So jobs are based off of the market demand. What does the market need at this point in time? Learn that skill, get that skill, and build your capacity so that when you move, you have a better advantage of getting a job. You're better opportunities for you out there. So yeah, research, upskill yourself, prepare your mindset. It's not a bed of roses. It's not a bed of roses. So just have that mindset. Just be prepared and do your research. I mean, I would say it's neither black nor white, because I mean, you always want to go back to your home country because that's where you're from. There's nothing like home in the long run. But here, America also offers you a lot of opportunities, which is also your home. So I'd say it differs from person to person. For me, I love Nigeria. I will always visit, go back and forth. But I mean, America has also offered me lots of opportunities. So I would say, it differs from person to person. But for me, I will always visit, always go back home every now and then, and see how the country is doing. Jackpot will always be relevant because different people jackpot for different reasons. Some people jackpot for purely academic purposes. They want to pursue a PhD. They want to upskill. Some people jackpot just to get better work opportunities for the skills they have. You feel, oh, I have the skill. I am not being compensated properly in the country. I need to leave so I can get better paying opportunities. People leave just to change environment and like, you know what, I'm not coming back. People leave because of the economic realities in Nigeria. So it depends on, what your motivation is and what is driving you. But in 2025, 2026, 2027, people will still leave, considering how the country's economy is doing. A lot of people are trying to leave, to just seek better opportunities. So it will always be relevant. It will always be something that will keep happening. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was fun. I'm happy to share insights and give people, what insights they need to make whatever decisions they need to make. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun sharing my experience from Nigeria all the way to the United States.
And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a thing or two from it. And up next, in the next episode I'll be dropping, you'll be seeing Michael talk about his own experience too. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
It all started from, just a little backstory. It all started from when I first wrote my JAM exam and I flunked really badly. My dad was like, no, this is bad. Of course, he said it in the Nigerian way, just dumbing it down a little bit.